Good morning, everybody. I'm here with Matt Maxted. It's a little bit chilly here, but Matt is a very familiar face, of course, up and down the UK, with his helmet on, of course, doing plenty of racing. But we've got a very special treat today. Matt, where are we?
Well, we're here at Gaz Shocks in Basildon, Essex, here to give you a tour of one of Britain's best, most family-orientated companies.
Oh, that sounds good to me. Should we go have a little look?
Let's go.
Let's go. So, Matt, we've come really to the heart of the operation here. What's going on?
Yeah, this is where all the CNC machines are. As you can see, these are Gaz's parts that they produce in-house. Most of the employees will be spending most of their time around this area.
Great, it looks fantastic. Should we go have a little look?
Let's go.
So, Matt, we've just had a little look around the factory, but now I want to know about you and your journey into motorsport. How did it all start?
Well, I started with motocross. You know, I learned to ride a motocross bike in Branch Hatch car park. You know,
as you do.
As you do. You know, my dad was an instructor there, and he managed to blag our way into the top car park. So I did motocross for 7 years. Gave that a fair punt. You know, did all right. Got 3 championships out of it.
Only all right then.
Only all right. You know how it goes. Did have an injury or two, but motocross is a very tough sport. Fortunately, the things I learned in motocross did transfer over to cars. So around 2017, had a chat with Dad. I was like, oh, I want to do what you did, Dad, you know. So I tried to have a go at rallying. I did a bit of rally cross, even did a single venue rally. Never got to the big rallies, but it was all in a little Peugeot 106. So it was a snug fit, but it was great fun.
Who remembers those cracking little cars?
Oh, it's brilliant. When it was, we did these circuit rallies. So it was like around Brands Hatch, Letterton. It was a wet rally at Brands, and the 106 came into its own. We was beating cars, you know, Mark II Escorts was smashing them. The little front wheel drive beast, it was amazing. Honestly, in the wet it was brilliant. In the dry, it did lack a little bit of grunt.
Tricky to drive though, was it? What was it? What was that 106 like to drive?
Yeah, it was good fun. We had a hydraulic handbrake, so I was on that quite a lot, going through the tight, twisty section.
Kid's dream, that isn't it? Handbrake turns.
Oh yeah, with the hydraulic handbrake especially, you feel like a Ken Block wannabe when you're pulling that. But I probably slowed me down in a few places using it as much as I did, but it put on a good show for everyone.
And from there, what was the next step?
From there, well, my dad, he was going to race the 330, as you can see here.
Okay, yep.
He had to have hip replacement, unfortunately, because he had a motorcycle injury a few years in the past. And he said to Gaz, Mark and Warren, he said, you know, Matt can drive, give him a chance. They weren't too sure, but they thought, you know what, we'll see how it goes. Qualifying, went out, qualified third, finished my first race in 3rd place. Ever since then, Gaz was like, the boy can do it. And they've believed in me ever since.
After that, where did 2018 take you? Because we've got quite a few trophies in front of us right now. Talk us through some of these.
Yeah, well, so the majority of them, they're from the 330 Challenge. And that was the car that I did my first race in, I was most comfortable in. And everyone I raced against on the grid, there was a really friendly atmosphere, and it really helped hone my skills because you could trust the drivers that I was racing. Moving on from there, I moved up to the Ginettas because that was more of a national championship, with the whole goal was just to improve my racecraft. Saw how close the racing is, learned a lot of things, especially about the budget required to race compared to the other boys. But then going from there, you know, this big trophy here, that's from my favourite race. That's the C1 24 Hours. And we got other ones from the 116. So I raced with my friend Chris. We do a lot of. It tends to be BMWs. We like working BMWs. We've got the suspension set up perfect. You know, Gaz and my dad, they've worked years developing the shocks for the Beamers, and I like this driving style. It really suits me. I'm more of, even though the C1 was front wheel drive, I'm more of a rear wheel drive fan. I do like, you know, drifting out of corners, and it suits me. Yeah, proper cars. Yeah, exactly.
Right, so let's just talk about Gaz Shocks then, because they've also been a big part over the last couple of years. How important have they been to you?
Without them, we wouldn't be sitting here. So simply, they gave me the opportunity to race. I don't think I'd be circuit racing. All the trophies, they wouldn't be without Gaz. You know, they supported the C1, they supported the 330, the Ginetta. Everything I've done, they've fully supported me. In turn, you know, giving back to them, we've helped develop the shocks, find the fastest way for the shocks to be used, which in turn transfer to their customers using their shocks on their race cars.
And of course, we're here today, having a little look around, showing off, getting a little plug as well. What's the next step for you then? What's 2020 going to bring for you?
Well, we've got a lot of plans for 2020. I don't want to give too much away yet because there's still things whirring away in the background. But hopefully, as things go, with the support of Gaz and other sponsors, we'll be moving forward to some big fancy cars next year.
That's what we like to hear. And if somebody wants to get involved, I assume people can still back you and get involved with you?
Yeah, we've got plenty of opportunities for potential partners to come on board. I've got my website's just about to be finished of Maxted Racing. Same with the Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I've got all the social media. So if anybody wants to get in contact, that's the easiest way to find me.
Brilliant. I think we want to carry on having a little look around, don't we, and meet some of the key figures here at Gaz Shocks. Cheers, Matt. Right, we're here with Byron. Byron, thanks for letting us into Gaz Shocks today. Now, Gaz Shocks is renowned for being quite family orientated. What's your role here?
I do a bit of everything really.
Good way to put it.
Jack of all trades, master of none, as some say. I do the CNC programming, setting, build shocks, do the admin side of things.
And you're embedded into the family connections?
Yes. I am actually the nephew of Mark and Warren, and obviously grandson of Brian. Family run, cousins here, brothers here, brothers-in-laws, all sorts, It's,
now, I'm sorry to put you on the spot here, but we're going to have a bit of fun. Matt wants to test you because he says you know everything there is to know. Right. So I'm going to hand the microphone over and he's got a little test for you.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Boom, ready.
Right. Can you give me part number for the Mini Cooper S shocks?
Gaz Gold is a GGA 425S, I believe.
BMW E46.
GGA 403.
Okay, now this one's a bit more personal. What is the favourite car that you produce shocks for?
Probably the Porsche 996 Boxster.
Yeah. I'm a good fan of Porsches as well. Yeah. Good job.
I'm doing one, but yeah.
Cheers, Byron. Great job. We'll let you crack on.
Lovely.
Thanks. Thank you. Right, we're here with Warren from Gaz Shocks. Now, Warren, thank you for inviting us down today. Really, really appreciate it. Let's just talk about what makes Gaz Shocks such a unique company.
I think the fact that we make probably 95% of the components in-house. It's all UK made. So, yeah, I think that's pretty unique.
And how long has the company been going? What's the story behind Gaz Shocks? It's very family orientated, isn't it?
Yeah, my father started the business in 1967. He's still here. He's here today.
We'll go find him.
And we're an engineering company, manufacturing mass-produced turn parts for lots of different companies. And the shock absorber side of the business, we started about 20 years ago, and it's just gone on from there.
Let's talk about motorsport a little bit, because we've done some stuff with the 116 trophy. How did you get involved in motorsport? Was it just a natural progression?
Yeah, one of our main technical guys, a guy called Dave Lyon, is very well known in the industry. He's got a big history of motorsport development and everything. He used to be involved in touring cars back in the 80s and 90s.
When they were real.
Andy Rouse and back then, and so his pedigree's fantastic. And we started sponsoring a few championships. Championships come to us, asked if we get involved, and then my brother and I decided we'd have a go. Yeah. We built a couple of BMW E30s. That's where we started racing. We've done Mazdas.
Much success?
A
lot of fun.
A lot of fun, yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of sibling rivalry between me and my brother. But yeah, it's been great fun, and the fact that we've done it, we can relate to customers when they ring up and talk about their racing. We know where they're coming from, we understand, and the buzz you get out of it, and when they try and explain how the cars turning in and not turning in, we can relate to it. So it's a good experience. Yeah.
And you've been a big part of Matt's racing career for the last couple of years. How did that come about?
Through Matt's dad, Kevin. We've known Kevin a long time, and he knew Dave Lyon years before that. And then Kevin brought Matt in, introduced us, and that's how it developed. So
Matt told me a story that he had to jump in the car because Kevin had a bit of a hip problem, and you were a little bit unsure about putting him in, but it worked out quite well.
yeah, I mean, Kev had confidence in Matt, so if Kevin had confidence in Matt, well then so did we. So we was happy just to go with that, and if anything happened, well then that's racing. But it's all worked out really well so far.
So far. Warren, thank you for your time. Let you get back to work. Cheers, thank you. Right, now we've spoken to Warren, now we're here with Mark. So Mark, thanks for inviting us down today. We do really appreciate it. We were chatting to Warren about what makes Gaz Shocks so special. What do you think makes Gaz Shocks stand out?
Well, really, I suppose a lot of it's personal service, you know. We will try and help everybody out, try and build whatever people want within reason. And, you know, it's just the aftercare service. I mean, for instance, we could show you emails or, you know, letters from people just to say thank you for the job we've done and you know, the after-sales service, you know. And
it's a hive of activity down here because most of it is made in-house, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We keep 95% of it in-house. I have to subcontract other things like the plating and stuff, but everything else we control, do it ourselves and make sure what we make fits and goes together.
It's that type of personal touch that does make a bit of a difference. Now, we spoke to Warren about your motor racing career.
Okay,
he said a little bit of sibling rivalry. What would you say?
A fair bit, yeah. You know, we could go about some races where videos and stuff, but yeah, no, it was great fun. Really enjoyed it. 8 years of it, but time to move on.
Who was the better driver?
Oh, me, obviously. You know, without a doubt. He'll say the other wrong thing, but
you got Matt on board.
I beat Matt karting, so Matt will tell you.
I was just about to say that. You know, Matt's on board now.
Yeah.
How's it going with him?
Yeah, he's going really well. Yeah, you know, Matt's our sponsored driver. Try and stick him in as much as we possibly can. He pushes us forward, you know, keeps our name up out there. So yeah, it's great. You know, looking forward to the future.
Great. Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
So, Byron, what do we have here? What's about to happen?
What we have here, we have a damper on the dyno rig, and what it does is test the damper, get a bump and rebound ratio, make sure it's working correctly. Okay. We see if it's bleeding or not, you know, how stiff we want it, we can rev out of it, specific race use or road use, whatever we want. We've got a soft trace on the screen there, and we wind it up to full hard, give them a trace, and we'll see where we are in regards to the traces.
Let's give it a go, shall we?
Let's give it a go, shall we? Yeah, wind it up. Wind it up to nearly top limit. Normally back off two clicks, and then we'll just run another trace, see where we are.
Look at that. So how much testing do these things go through?
Well, every damper is tested before it leaves the factory. We do about 2,500 dampers a month. Yeah, plenty of users now, I guess. Yeah, as you see, we've got a little graph here.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that.
Figures. Yeah, so we've got a nice little 0.51 slot in there, which is probably a road setup. You can tell by the shape of the graph, it bleeds nicely. Yeah, it's good damper that is. Yeah, good.
And that'll be going out.
Going out, yep, going out hopefully this week. Looks like that is an Escort call over rear, so yeah, it'll be going to maybe Burton's or Ford sellers, resellers. Yeah, excellent.
Cheers for that. Thank you. Cheers. Matt, you're not scared of heights, are you?
Only a little bit. Being this tall, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. We've come up quite high because I want to talk to you a little bit about the other things that Gaz Shocks do that you perhaps don't quite get to see. Now, Gaz Shocks are featured on a number of TV programmes, haven't they?
Yeah, they've produced specialist shocks for a lot of cars you've seen on TV. You know, Top Gear, when they did the famous 24-hour race. They've been on Fifth Gear recently. A lot of like Wheeler Dealers, Discovery Channel cars, shocks being produced from that. They've also got some things that we can't mention yet because they're yet to be aired on TV.
Oh, I've seen, and stay tuned because you'll want to see it.
Yeah, there's some very fancy cars that don't look quite right. So, but yes, they do make a lot of shocks for things that you wouldn't realise they do. You know, they've been in the new DC film, producing shocks for Ferrari, stuff like that. You don't realise. You see Gaz Shocks, a lot of the racers, and you'll see them sponsoring, the MX-5 Championships or the 116 Trophy, and think, oh, they make shocks for that, and that's it. But they don't. They make shocks for so much. You've seen in the videos that we've gone all around the factory, and they're just they're producing so much because there is so many cars, and they just cater for it all. It's brilliant. It truly is.
That variety is very important. I suppose we've obviously spoken about the in-house element as well. What's drawn you to? What's most impressed you about Gaz Shocks? Not just the support they've given you sponsorship-wise, but as a company.
Well, as a company, it's because of the because they have so much variety. It would be easy to lose your quality by going that varied, having things that don't fit, but they don't do that. Everything's properly made and tested. They've got drivers in each series that will test it, give back feedback, and if something isn't right, they're not afraid to admit their wrongdoings and then improve the product. And that's how they've got such a good name, because they've always improved upon what they've produced.
And we've touched on the family element already, and it's not just immediate family, is it? There's a chap downstairs who's been here, 45 years?
Yeah, even though they don't share the Gazar surname, it doesn't mean they're not family. Everybody that works here, they're treated right, and that's why, for an employee to stay for 45 years, Gaz have got to be doing something right to keep him around. They always go out on their Christmas do's, they go out bowling in Basildon.
Bowling in Basildon, that's got a ring to it.
Yeah, but you can tell who's been working here the longest, because, God, they can bowl. I went last year, and I got made to look stupid. They all told me, stick to the driving, Matt, because you're no good at bowling.
Nice, and we're going to have a bit more of a look round, I think, shall we? Let's go. We're here joined by Zara, because what we want to do now is kind of dispel a bit of a myth about motorsport sponsorship, don't we? So, Zara, just tell us a little bit about your role with Matt.
Okay, so I am Zara. I am the director of Vanda Marketing, and we met Matt through Motorsport, and primarily what we're here for is, Motorsport has potential to be an incredible tool for marketing, but it's about a lot more than stickers on a car. So really what we do is when you're sponsoring Matt and you're working with Matt, we're here to sit down with the customer and understand their marketing goals. Yeah. And so what we can do to promote their company, to get their brand out there, not only are you putting your brand in front of thousands of spectators, but there's also a lot of potential for Matt to come and work with the brand and to get a real insight into what the sponsors and the brands are doing.
That's exactly what we're doing today, actually, isn't it? Matt, as you know, Gaz Shocks has been a big part of your journey, and this is a bit of a thank you, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a huge thank you. I'm so grateful to everything they've done for me, and linking in with Chris and Zara, the work they're doing for me and will continue to do for me, it's really adding more exposure and benefiting my sponsors, because everybody, they hear the word sponsor and you think sticker on a car, sticker on a t-shirt. It doesn't cover it at all. We don't really call them sponsors. It's more we're partners. We're partnering with these companies to they help me and I'll help them as much as I can, and that's where Zara and Chris, they've come up with some fantastic ideas that I'm sure not many people have thought of, and to be able to give those back to my partners, it is a big help.
So fantastic ideas then. Can we hear some? Have I put you on a spot?
No, that's okay. I think things like we're doing today, where we're not just interviewing Matt after a race and just talking about sponsors, but we really are coming onto site and kind of giving customers the opportunity to see how these companies work and why you might want to be a customer, what benefit you can get from purchasing products if that's what the customer sells. So really it's about, and like I said, it's about sitting down with the customer and going, okay, what are your goals? Are you selling a product? Are you trying to get more exposure, trying to get more recognition, and coming up with a plan with them, a marketing strategy with them, to work out what we can do to help. So yeah, with Matt, a lot of it is a lot of it is obviously it's motorsport that he does. So this is motorsport marketing, but we can do things like come and do factory tours or do new store openings. Social media content now, as a marketing tool, is hugely important. So differentiating yourself through your social media for a business is incredibly hard, and if you can put something out there that's kind of unique content, our racing driver showing you around our factory, that's
get him to bring your race car down to you.
Well, you could, yeah. But it's exciting, and it means that people that are following you on social media, they kind of get to see a different angle to your company, and you're seeing something that does stand out. Yeah. And that's really how you grow your following base.
Now, we actually broadcast through social media as well. We do the Gaz Shocks 116 trophy, which you're going to be a part of as well, Matt. And that's an opportunity in its own right, because we do view and figure reports, and the views are thousands and thousands of people. So that's an opportunity.
We've certainly seen that, we work with a few other customers that might have nothing to do with motorsport, but where we see the biggest engagement is posts that are exciting, that are racing, or that are something different, because you bring in an audience that may not have recognised your company or have thought of you before. But because they like motorsport, they see you, they go on, they recognise your brand, and you have a new revenue stream. So it's an incredible way to engage people.
So motorsport sponsorship, there's multiple routes to market, there's multiple ways you can get involved. Matt's got a website on the way. When's that going to be live?
He does.
On the spot again.
On the spot again, within the next 2 weeks. So we're going to have a website, we've got a brochure, social media is up. So we manage that for Matt. It's kind of part of what we do with working with him, is really, it's a lot of stress and a lot of time racing and a lot of concentration. So we kind of take that weight off him. And so you'll have website, social media, that's the best way to get in contact. And obviously Vandal Marketing, we can also put you through to him. So
how do we get hold of you?
So again, up and coming, so that'll be vandalmarketing.co.uk, and we're also on social media.
That's it, guys. Thank you very much.